Hello. Welcome to this week update on our instruments. This is your host, Dr. Peter. We're starting usually, I start with DXY, and DXY would help us to understand the tone of the direction of the market of all other US day pairs. Now, like I've said, we are looking at this movement because this is one low. See, this is higher low, lower low here, and a bit lower low here also. Then in terms of, sorry, lower high rather. This is higher high, lower high, and much lower high here. Lower low, and a bit lower low here. So with price breaking down below these, one or two things is what is expected at this level, because we feel that this is not completed. We need the last impulse to the downside as a wave 5. This is for now still seen as a possible WXY correction to the upside, and for us to have the last drop. Now, with the move here, are we seeing the beginning of the last drop to the downside? Breaking this top would make us question that. So far, this top here is protected. We may be seeing that. But going into the next week, what do we expect? Is this enough correction for this move to the downside? The initial move, which is the initial thrust. And mark you, on the daily, we are still yet to break here. Not until when we break the low, even this low now, we need to take out this low. Not until we take out this low, we won't say that, yes, USD is losing that pressure, or that, though it's still weak, we still expect that it's desired that we expect the one last stop to the downside before we see a bounce. But for now, it will be a place to break. Then next, this level of the price will be a place to break. Now, we are going to focus here now. If this will be a regular flat, well, we don't expect it to be a regular flat because B here, or X, overran the beginning of W here. So what it can be, it's probably an extended flat, but most preferably would expect a running flat. And you know, a running flat can cap 618 extension of AB 76, maybe 100. So if that's going to be 100, probably it will just hit this top here or slightly break it before we see a reaction. Anyhow, we are very close to ending this. So two possibilities now. It's either we still go up one more time to cap this top before falling, or that we are falling right away. If we're going to cap this top, then this in the middle will be seen as a running flat of the B wave in between on the daily as an A of B, B of B, and a C of B. That may be a running flat. Of course, we know that C wave can also be like 5 waves, and this also gave us like 5 waves to the downside. Yeah, it could be a C wave, but again, it could be the beginning of an impulse to the downside. So a running flat to the upside might look highly impulsive, looking at this, the option here, that this is A, B, C, and running flat, and the height of the B wave, the low of the B wave, to get to this area to fall. So that's why we say it's 50-50. Now, here, so far, the other chance is for this one, a recovery, a correction, and a more fall. But what are we seeing so far on the daily? Last week, we have low volume low volatility in the market, low liquidity in the market. And so typically this has been going sideways on the daily time frame. So when you see this kind of a move, we are not seeing a sharp turn to the downside that we would expect for for this wave to continue, for dollar to go on to weak further. So, but here will be the approach for us to trade this. The approach will be, if we will get a progressive drop here that will break this low, then or that will tell, or to break this low, and that will tell or signify that it is not correction, then we are moving further to downside. Between Monday and Tuesday, we would know that for sure. But again, if we should turn up to break this top, then you should consider this to go up and click this top before price will break down. So the answer lies here into what is developing here. So let's look at it on the 4-hour time frame. So that consolidation, we need to see it on the 4-hour time frame. So on the 4-hour time frame, this is the move so far, and this is what has played out. It's more of a sideways movement. But again, we know that when wave also is building, wave one, the beginning of the wave can either be sideways and before you see a thrust. But this is dragging too much into sideways, and there's not been a real thrust here. So if I were you, how would I deal with this? Of course, this is the low to break. But again, we can look at the extensions between here and here. So how do we trade? We'll see this height here, because more or less this is equal height here. This to me is seen as the 4th wave and the 5th wave to end this move from here to this point. So this should be a new move. So if this will go down correctively without breaking this low, then I will see a sharp movement to the upside. Then that means the price is going to keep to go to the upside to finish off before dropping. So in that case, we'll be looking at you having a buy stop around this area on the DXY. That will be the plan. So for this to drop, we have to still see this as the beginning of the wave, a corrective pattern, and that these will go on more impulsively to erode and to push beyond 161 extension of this 2 initial wave. And with that, we can say then dollar is falling. So we need 24 hours or thereabout, or 48 hours to decide what is going to happen here. But it's more of a sideways that we are seeing at the moment. But with this also, it shows that we have liquidity to be grabbed here. This liquidity, will it turn impulsively or not? We need to watch out. Now, euro dollar. Euro dollar. Yeah, is the same also on euro dollar. On euro dollar, we might be looking for, on the daily time frame, I think it's the same. We are looking for a running flat. If on the daily time frame, if this will be a running flat here, A, B, C, if it will be that, then we expect this to correct more a bit to the upside. You can see those candles looks more corrective on the daily here. And there's no real impulse in the last 3 days, even to erode this daily candle has been struggle. So, but we need to see, because when price wants to also change direction, it can be like this. You might not see immediate. More so if you see this as a wave 1 and a wave 2, And the beginning of 3-1 and 3-2 can be like this. So we need to also understand and see how we are going to negotiate here. But the low you don't want to break here is this area. So you are looking at this low or slightly below it to pick a sell stop if you are going to sell euro dollar. Slightly below here, you might be looking for your sell stop, and to something within this area here and this area here for us to have, a drop to this level, maybe around this level before we go up again. That means if this will be a running flat ABC, because like I said, with the DXY is 5 waves here as well. But at this point for now, it's still in between 50-50. We need to see the first 24 hours or 48 hours. Now, what do we do here? Just like on the DXY, what we are going to look at or do to plan, if you are in a buy, then you have to make sure that your stop loss is for now around this area in case price wants to go down. We don't expect price. If really we are going to buy this, we don't expect price to break below 115,850. That's the idea. We don't expect price to break below that. So price coming into that vicinity means that price is going to break low and to finish up, the leg as probably on the daily. But otherwise, this can be a 1-2, a 1-2, and this can continue to grow. So we look at this a 1-2 scenario, an extension beyond 1618 will prove that this is going to be a multi-wave. Otherwise, if we see any price action, 4-hour price action to sell, we might be looking for a sell at the top cautiously and to see if we're going to drop hard. So we need that impulse. In fact, one of the best things to do is that once we get to up, if we correct to the upside and we'll see the first impulse. The first impulse to the downside, you look for correction to sell. That is how to go about it. For now, we'll still hold on to the possibility of this one gradually building an impulsive wave to the upside, a 1-2, and an extension beyond 161. Pound USD. The pound USD also is showing the same tendency for us, because even here, we may see this as a regular flat here, A, B, C as a regular flat here for us to turn to the downside. And if this will be a regular flat in the middle, probably we'll see more correction to the upside before we drop as it's going now. So if you have a deep a buy at this level, you should be probably have been buying from this level. If you have a buy, around this area, you must look on how to shed it off, because on the daily time frame, we can have something that is different on the daily time frame. So what we can have on the daily time frame will look like here an A, B, C, also a running flat. If that is going to play out, then we might see this, break down one more time, probably break low to this area. Immediately we break this low, we should be looking for the first impulse of the upside. Probably we can begin to buy from there at the correction. So it's still likely that this will correct to the upside and break down. But we need to see how that will play out. If this turned out to be more of a correction, then we will break down one more time. Now, NZD USD. NZD USD. NZD USD. NZD USD also is behaving the same way. We are looking at the possibility of this one, because this has been dragging. It looks more corrective. I don't like what this is. It's consolidating, super consolidating. For now, a break below this, a break below 0.5700 means that price is going to go down. is a consolidation. We're not seeing that trust to the upside, except if price will now begin to go up impossibly. What is still possible? It's a drop. When you see things like this on the higher time frame or like this, you should know that these are recipe for a drop. These are recipe for a drop. Really, they are recipe for a drop. So these, without breaking this top, may just go on and drop to this area, and dropping to this level, any impulse we get here, we're going to look for a buy. But it looks so much as if we're going to drop. Look at this area. These are recipe of corrections, and the same thing is building up here. It's building up here. These are corrective wave, and that's what I can see. One more drop, except it will turn to be impulsive wave. 70% corrective to go down, 30% to go up more. It's just like other instruments. The next one is USD yen. USD yen. USD yen on the daily time frame. This rather looks impulsive. This is very impulsive. This is not corrective. We will see this as probably if it corrects down a bit, if we will get that correction, we will go on for the last push to the upside. And if that happens, we'll be looking at selling from this area, around this area. So around this area, and that's around about 190, 180 pips to the upside. So we're looking to sell right from this area. So for now, if we should have a correction, we should look for a buy to the upside, a short buy, if you can do it. But the main thing, the real thing is to sell around this level. What next are we looking at? We are looking at our euro yen. Euro yen is still pushing to the upside. This may be, we're in the middle of probably an ending structure here, maybe a 1, 2, probably a 3. Could this be a 4 and a 5? We need to see what happens. Once we break the top, this becomes our the area of the stop loss for now. Once we break the top, it becomes a stop loss. Otherwise, this may still go a bit further as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the ending structure to push around 180, 184. But all we can do now is just to continue to wait for yen reaction and trail the stop loss of a buy while we are looking for that big sell. The last but not the least is gold. Gold is also yet to break the trend line here. And this may be an internal wave 4 here right now. We may be doing wave 5, and after that wave 5, we maybe see a bigger correction. So on the daily time frame, that is what we are seeing right now. We are seeing this, appearing. Would it be a correction? It doesn't look like on the higher time frame, it's looking like a consolidation, but on 4-hour time frame, I think we'll get to see it much better to see what gold is trying to do. On an hour time frame, what I can see here is an ABC structure, anyhow you want to look at it. You might say that a move here, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can call it anything. It can be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will fit in more perfectly that way. A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the fifth wave is truncated, and that in here we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 here. to finish this one as a correction or an ABC, I think we have finished up the correction. So this went up as an impulse, and we can see on the 4-hour time frame here what looks like an extended flat correction. From this top, we had the first correction A, B, and a C, an extended flat correction. Then we are going up now. So at the end of the day, it looks like a wave 1, a wave 2, and within here, we are seeing a 3-1, probably a 3-2 to correct deep, around this area before we see a further push to the upside. This looks impulsive. This looks like typical of with C here, which looks like a motive or impulsive way to the downside. So A, B, C, and a return here looks also impulsive. So one more correction to the downside or a bit more correction to the downside, we can look to buy. Then we'll be targeting, will it go up as a correction or as an impulse? But for now, it's still a buy, for me. So with that, I've come to the end of today's episode. Please do like, share, comment, and if you like, don't just watch these videos. Please press the like button for us to get more views. The like button, and also share this with friends to also like it. Thank you. Bye.